Opie and Anthony Show.
Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. 'Cause me and the boys are doing some radio, and I can't find the sound. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
37 years ago today.
Oh. 37, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Gene Simmons.
Yes. Beck.
Right. He changed the name, and that's the only reason it's a hit, according to Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be called Beck at first. Miesha Tate.
Hello.
Hello.
God damn.
How are you?
What are you doing?
Wow, wait.
Yeah, we're on the air. We just... Yeah.
Good morning.
Don't want to
Let's get the party
take you by surprise here.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You were going to come yesterday, but they said your flight, you had flight issues.
Yeah, it was horrible. I got stuck in Minneapolis. Not that Minneapolis is horrible, but it was just the whole flight situation.
Minneapolis is okay if there's a reason to be there, but if you're in an airport, it kind of stinks.
An airport's an airport, though. You don't even know what city you're in.
I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was
What'd you do?
Inconvenient.
Just sat there all night?
No, they bought me a hotel, but I mean, it was really just like a few hours. It was like a mile away, so we just went there. But yeah, first they delayed my flight, and then they canceled it. So after waiting around for like an hour and a half, then they're like, oh, never mind. They just canceled it on me.
Happens so much.
And then the next morning, the same thing. I mean, Delta was just like on a mission. Like I was never going to get there, so I had to switch over to American Airlines earlier. Anyways, it was crazy.
Anyways.
Anyway, it sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know if the listeners enjoy that, but I could listen to a bad airline story for. I literally could hear that for 4 hours, and then what happened? Well, I was supposed to be in C25D, and then they moved me to see it. I love that shit. It just makes me happy. Travel story, traffic. If you talk about traffic, if you got stuck in traffic on 7, I could listen to that for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
About how the guy just wouldn't move.
Yeah, you kind of commiserate with it. Yeah.
Oh, it makes me very happy. Well, welcome to the show.
Yes. Look at you. You are very built, very beautiful.
I wouldn't call her in the gym, but I wouldn't, you know.
I would call her Bill.
Jimmy.
I would call her attractive.
Very.
Wow.
I'm just saying that.
Extremely.
But very defined.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah, but
like
not
the
too-
muscle.
but not too
We'll
big.
just sit here and talk about you
Right.
for a while.
Yeah, awkward.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Does that annoy you when guys do that? 'Cause we all do it. I mean, we all like looking. Oh God, she's a beautiful fighter. Does that like irritating?
No. I'd rather be that than like, oh God, that's the Butch fighter. Like, you know, it could be worse. Just look at the glass half full.
Who's the other one? Cyborg. She's not. Yeah, she's not the most.
She's built.
Yeah.
She's built.
Not the most delightful looking gal. I want to say.
Wow, what a surprise with a name like Cyborg.
Cyborg. Yeah, you'd expect her to be a real
Right,
vision,
a
but
real-
no.
A real
I think
hottie.
nobody even like knows her real name. You know, I do
Right.
because I like follow it, but like
Yeah.
nobody. Everyone's like Cyborg.
When did you realize you could like beat the shit out of people?
I don't know. I started wrestling when I was in high school, and I wrestled on the guys' team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I
Must have been interesting to
made
say
a few
the
boys quit, and I kind of got a good idea then that,
Wow.
you know, I like combat sports. And then when I went to college, I found MMA, and I didn't think I wanted to fight at first because I was like, yeah, I don't want to get punched in the face, you know, like total
Right.
typical girl reaction. But then,
No,
That's my reaction as well, and his
I was
reaction.
saying the
Okay,
same
well,
thing.
yeah,
Wow, we have
everybody-
girl reactions to that. I don't want to get hit in the face. Yes.
I don't think anyone enjoys that.
No.
It
yeah.
sucks.
And then I watched my first event, and I learned a lot more about the sport. And I was like, man, if they could do it, I could do it. So I wanted to. And
Well, who's the first guy you wrestled in? I want to get back to high school because, like, you want to wrestle. What do you like? You have brothers? You just realized you were stronger than most guys, or like, how did it come out? Where
It's
you?
actually, I mean, kind of a funny story. I was sitting in English class, and it was my first year of high school, obviously. So in the winter, the only sport offered was basketball and wrestling. And I cannot play basketball to save my life. I don't like it. I suck at it. I'm terrible. Forget it. They would have cut me from the C team. So, I mean, it was just like hopeless. So I kind of went out for wrestling out of default.
Okay.
Because I wanted something to do. I wanted to play some sport, and the only sport offered was basketball for women. And so I was like, well, screw that. I'm going to go out for wrestling.
Did you make the local news?
No.
Because usually
nobody
what-
cared back then.
Oh, no one?
There's like who's this weirdo, like weird chick
Right.
that wants to wrestle, like, you know.
Did you the first time you wrestled a guy though? I mean, did they take it easy on you at first, or try to because they didn't want to, they didn't want to hurt you, and then they realized, oh, they really had to wrestle to beat you.
I think it depends on the guy. Like, a lot of them I found were very nervous, so like they would shoot like right off the bat. So I'd have to be ready for like a bulldozer to hit me like every time that we wrestled because they did not want to lose, you know? So it was like like in dire need to like win. So yeah.
And they
usually
wanted to
they
win
wrestled
quickly.
harder. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the idea of losing to
What was your record?
Yeah.
Did you win most of your matches in high school?
No, because I just didn't have much experience. You know, I went in there as a freshman, and most of these guys have been wrestling since they were little, you know. And I actually ended up wrestling varsity my senior year. So I did well. I only got pinned once, you know, in my senior year wrestling the varsity matches. But I beat all the girls that I wrestled, and it wasn't like a ton. But, you know, they had in Washington State, they had a women's state wrestling championship my senior year, and I won that, and so I got to wrestle a few women. Wrestling for women in Washington's pretty big. You know,
Yeah,
it's gotten a lot bigger. Actually, my high school now has a full women's team.
Well, you're wrestling a guy though. Like, is he obsessed with like losing in front of it? Because that really, like, as a guy, the worst thing you can do is have a girl pin you. Like, I mean, again, I'm
in front of everybody.
Yeah, from a high school point of view.
You were responsible for how many dads smacking their sons when they got home.
I know.
Hey, I lost to a girl.
Poor guys.
Yeah.
Do you remember the
I would
first guy
feel
you
bad.
beat publicly?
Yeah.
How did he react?
Not too well. The team like told me later that he didn't come back to practice. He just quit.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
He was just like
That was this.
so heartbroken.
Although they're probably now, though, looking back and going, well, that's the one that beat me. That's, you know, at least they know now that it was a real...
Now he's probably proud of it.
A little
He's like, yeah, I
vindication.
wrestled that girl in high school, and she totally pinned me.
Like, yeah, well, no doubt she pinned me. Now he's able to, like...
Now he's got
Now,
credibility.
like,
yeah.
pride, yeah.
Right, of course, I was supposed to lose.
Is that the type of... Do you only like alpha male guys? Is that like your main thing, or do you kind of go like opposite guys?
Well, I've been dating a fighter for quite a few years now, so he fights in the UFC as well.
Right.
But I like personality, you know. Like, if you're funny, if you can make me laugh, you know, that's probably one of the biggest things. But I definitely couldn't see myself ever with like a couch potato. I have to be active in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's like a surfer, like, you know, anything, hiking, and you know, someone who's secure enough, because I think a lot of guys would be too insecure to like date a woman that could kick their ass.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
I would find that really
just weird. Like,
not that you would ever
do it.
do that, but it would just feel, I don't know, strange, right?
Because there's always that weird dynamic in an argument between a man and a woman that if it gets heated, it's always the man deciding, okay, I'm going to not dominate you physically, and we don't, because we're civilized, and that's just not how we act. But to literally be arguing, I'm thinking of my ex-girlfriend, and if she could have beaten me, I'd be dead. If she could have kicked my ass, I would be a dead person.
A lot of women like lack that sensor. They think it's like it's okay because they can't, you know, hurt you or whatever. But I don't see it that way. So
I have to stay.
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy, you okay?
Sneezing on the
nothing
show.
to worry about.
You just
a
sneezed on the
allergy.
guest.
No, I just all right. Good. So yeah, okay. So you date a fighter. That's who's. I guess that's an odd question. But when you argue, do you guys get heated, or do you both know that this could get ugly very quickly?
Oh yeah, we're definitely like, you know, we have our boundaries and whatnot, because obviously we're both very, very physically strong, and that would be terrible. Like, and I'm so stubborn. He'd probably be like kicking my ass, and I would still be like, "Fuck you!" Like, you know, like, I'm like, "You're gonna have to kill me." Like, I would totally have that like mentality. Like, if you're not prepared to kill me, you better not get in this fight right now.
Yeah, imagine the neighbors just hearing that.
Yeah, you should just see our disputes when it comes to doing the dishes. You know.
Well, was he a good fighter?
Yeah, he's actually a very good fighter.
Do you say his name publicly?
Yeah, Brian Caraway.
Okay, I know the name. I don't know Brian.
Yeah, he was on season 14 of The Ultimate Fighter, and right now he's ranked, I think, right outside the top 10.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
he's working his way.
Nice.
Working his way up there. It's a lot harder for the guys because there's a lot more, obviously, way more men that fight. So.
Well, did you coach this season of The Ultimate Fighter? Is that why you're promoting, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Which
And
is-
it premieres today.
Oh, wow. Okay. I should probably know that.
Yeah.
Well, now
you
you
guys
do.
do your homework.
Yeah, right?
We have the
Well,
prep sheet. I did.
We
you know.
usually do. We're just getting back into this again.
We're just back from vacation for a week. I
She
started.
just called this house.
She's right. Yeah, she's calling us.
Absolutely right.
She's calling us out on our dog shit show prep.
Well,
So you're a boxer.
You're right. Please don't hurt us.
it airs on Fox Sports 1 for you
Yes.
guys' information at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And it's going to be badass. I got to watch the first episode. So it's a 2-hour premiere. And there's 16 fighters, 32 fighters, and they all fight to get in the house. 16 of them make it. And yeah, it's exciting.
And it's you and Ronda.
It is. Yeah.
And how many men and how many women are there as fighters? Didn't they mix them this time?
Yeah, half and half. So we had teams of 8, so 4 and 4 on each team.
It's like, I guess there's just not enough female fighters to have it. Is that what it is? They can't have a full house. It's just not enough.
I guess so. But I mean, there was enough when they brought 32 in and they cut half of them. So technically, they could have filled the house with them. But I think they were looking for more quality. They wanted to make sure everyone in there was legit. So.
And there was no difficulty coaching men, right? They didn't have any problems. Did any of them have any issues listening to you, or? Not
too much. I remember at one point, one of the fighters, I wanted to work on like the game plan, and I was gonna mimic his partner, and he kind of just like looked at me for a second and was like, I'm not really sure like about this. I don't think he'd ever trained with a girl, but he did it, and then I mean, it was great. We had a really good workout, and I felt like he got a lot out of it, and he was happy. So it was just kind of like awkward at first, like he didn't know what to think of it.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, no, they listened great, and they were all very coachable and a really, really nice team of people.
Do they do any like I guess if you're fighting, it's different. Like, but you never caught anybody like a man wrestling. You're trying to,
grope.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a natural thing to do because when.
They don't have time to do that. If they're focused on that, they're going to get choked out really quick.
Well worth it. Yeah, I guess that's the problem.
I would make sure they didn't remember it. Yeah. That's for sure.
So yeah, I suppose there would be a credit penalty to pay for that if you grab something and you get fucking armbarred. Probably not be worth it.
Yeah.
Do you think there would be women versus men fighting in the future?
No, I don't think so. No, because it's just, I mean, not unless you want some kind of freak show, but it's not. I mean, it's just not. I don't know. I think it would be stupid.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, men and women are different. We have different chemicals running through our veins and whatnot, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see it as, like anything to be frowned upon. But because I think a woman versus a woman is equal, and I think they make for great fights, and we're trying to entertain. So it doesn't matter that physically maybe we're not quite as strong pound for pound because we're just as awesome. So more awesome pound for pound.
Yeah.
They don't even have men versus women in chess.
Oh, really?
They have a men's champion and a woman's champion, and it's like
that's weird.
Yeah, that they could probably. That's just because probably some man doesn't want to lose to a woman.
They probably can figure that one out, right? At least start there.
That sounds like something that
we could probably do.
Start. I mean, grappling. I think men versus women. Is good. I like that because there's no like blow for blow.
But just punching in the face. Yeah.
It's different. So
how do you feel about because Rogan got in some trouble when he talked about who's the fighter
Fallon Fox,
the transsexual or had the full surgery, who started out as a male and now is completely female. But Joe raised the point that like bone structure is different. It's not just about you're a woman and hormones. Your fucking bones are different,
right? And
jointed like ligaments and all that stuff. Is that?
Yeah, it is. And men are born with a bigger vascular system, so they're a little bit more efficient at moving the blood through there and the recuperating, and also not just that, but think about our sport involves weight and cutting weight, and men have more sweat glands than women do, and it's easier for them to push out water weight. So potentially she could cut a lot more weight, whereas a woman wouldn't be able to do that as effectively. So it's just other advantages that I think you can't make completely even in a full contact
physical sport. Yeah, can't really change it.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are they going to do? What are they going to?
What is happening with her now?
Yeah.
Man, it's all about the athletic commission. I think Florida Athletic Commission is allowing her to fight women. So each state is different. I don't know.
But that's an interesting point. If you can cut weight easier and do all these things that have nothing to do with political correctness or politeness or being fair.
Yeah, I'm all for. I mean, for her to live her life and be respected as her wishes and whatnot. But when it comes to some other woman's safety, I don't know if I feel like full-heartedly. I guess there would have to be more research done. You know what I mean? If those things can be completely reversed, and to be able to actually have medical doctors say that yes, she is 100% like a natural-born woman. Until I could get that kind of like reassurance, then I would be a little bit skeptical,
a little hesitant.
Yeah, exactly.
Or fight other like transsexual women. Like then,
that sounds a little Like a circus.
Sounds like a video I'd run, but you know what I mean. Like then at least there's that equal starting out place and that equal.
I think you're going to be waiting around a long time.
Yeah, I mean that might be a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't think there's that many.
Oh, we found one.
Yeah, found another.
Found another.
Maybe that's a little too specific. I don't know.
Just a tad.
And you were not supposed to. It wasn't supposed to, according to the way the rules were structured. You fought Kat. How do you say her last name? Zingano, and she beat you.
You did do some homework.
Yeah. Well, no, I remember the fight, but you were going. So it was supposed to be the winner of you two fights Ronda for the championship,
right?
And I guess it means you coach the house and then fight. But what happened with her? She's injured now.
Yeah, she like blew her knee out jumping over hurdles or something.
Wow.
Were you happy to hear that? Not that you wanted her to get hurt, but like, well, what do you just get the call and go, look, she's hurt?
Actually, you know what? Dana flew me all the way to Vegas to tell me. He called me up and was like, I need you to come to Vegas right now. And I was like, okay, you know, and I was hoping that it was going to be good because I was like, gosh, what a dick move that would be to call me all the way down there and be like, you're fired.
Yeah,
you know, I was like, that would be so rude. So I was really hoping, but he scared me a little bit. But when he finally told me, I was super, super stoked.
Now, why did Dana fly? I wonder, why would he fly you all that way instead of just telling you on the phone?
Did he at least say it's good news?
No.
Nothing.
He made me suffer on the whole plane right there, like twiddling my thumbs, like, oh my gosh, what could it be? What could it be? And I get there and he sits me down and he made my heart about drop into my stomach. He goes, I want to sit you down. Are you allowed to cuss on here?
We prefer if you do, yeah.
Good, because I'm just making sure right now. Because I got to quote Dana word for word.
Of
and
course.
that doesn't say much without.
Like that.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
he's a real potty mouth. Dana.
Yeah, exactly. So he sits me down and he goes, I want to sit you down and look at you eye to eye and tell you how fucking serious I am. And like he said it in a way that I was like, oh my gosh, like they're going to fire me or something. You know what I mean? They're going to cut me. And then he goes, so how would you like to coach the season of The Ultimate Fighter? And I was like, what? I was like, are you serious? Like, you're not messing with me? He's like, nope. He's like, Kat Zingano's injured and you're in if you want it. And I was like, does that mean I get to fight Ronda again? And he's like, it sure does. And I was like, yes, I've been waiting, you know, this is my opportunity. And that's the way that I felt it was supposed to be anyways, you know, and I don't know. Don't get me started on that referee, you guys.
Well, you stopped. What was it? Stopped at a TKO in the third round. You had, I think, won the first 2 rounds, and they stopped it in the third round, and you did not feel.
Like, no, I mean, it would have been one thing if it was like a slippery slope, like if each round I was getting beat up worse and worse. But I dominated her the first 2 rounds, and then she didn't want to stand with me anymore. So I didn't expect her to take me down, but I should have because I about knocked her out in the first round. And then you know, she's a good fighter and she's a good wrestler. She wrestled in college. You know, on paper she's supposed to be better than I am. So she's like got very good like hips and like it was hard to get up. And then this damn referee is like, I call her like a little yippee chihuahua, like, you know, telling me you gotta move. And I was like, why? I'm like, she's in my half guard. Like, who finishes fights in half guard? You know, she's like shoulder bumping me, and I'm like, big deal. So, but the ref was like, dude, you gotta get back to your feet. You gotta stand up. You gotta do this. So I'm like, fine. Like, so I was trying to get back to my feet, and I caught the knees, and you know, that's where the ref felt like it was.
Oh man.
Time to stop the fight, but I didn't feel that way. I mean, yeah, I had. People don't understand if you're not a fighter. You know what I mean? It's hard to say because you look at it and you're like, oh my God, you know, she's bleeding, her nose is broken, like stop the fight. But when you're the one in there fighting, it's like, no, I want every opportunity to win, you know, and it doesn't matter. Like, that's what I'm here to do. Like, I don't care if I have a broken nose. I don't care if I'm bleeding. If I'm conscious,
Jesus.
I don't. If
Amazing.
I'm conscious and I'm not dizzy, I'm not stumbling and falling over, and I actually shot in for a takedown, why are you going to stop the fight? Like, let us fight. It doesn't matter. You know, that's what we're here to do. Yeah, we're you know, going to have bloody noses and stuff. It's MMA, you know?
Yeah.
It's not.
Do you think they don't give as much leeway to the women that are fighting? They'll stop the fight a little sooner?
I think some do.
Yeah.
I think some do. I think some have a harder time stomaching it, and you know, they feel like more protective over it. But not all of them. But she's very hot and cold, you know. Sometimes she lets fights go way too long, and then other times she stops them way early. She's just terrible. She's just a bad referee, and I will never, ever let her referee another fight of mine. So
can you veto a referee? Can you say, I don't want this one?
Oh, yeah. I won't do it. I just will be like, sorry, I'm not doing it. There goes your co-main event, you know. Like, I won't do it because I'm fighting in Vegas again, and that's where she's based out of, and I would.
I'm sure they'd rather just get a new ref than.
Yeah.
So you guys know in advance who's refereeing your fight?
when you get there, the referee comes in before your fight and tells you, you know, and that pisses me off too. She's like, if you're trying, I'm not going to stop the fight. That you don't have to be effective. You just have to show me you want to still fight. And I was like, I don't know how you didn't get that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well,
Wait, you broke your nose?
Yeah, I was still fighting. You know what I mean? I
No,
was still trying.
your nose looks great.
Thank you.
They know how to put
broken
noses
twice. I
back
appreciate
together.
that.
Twice, really?
Yeah, I've never had to have it set though, so it's just healed
right.
on its own. But I say I get hit one fight and it goes this way, and then I get hit the other one and it goes back this way. So as long as I'm on my even number of fights, then it'll be
all
straight.
right.
You know, if I'm an odd number, it might be crooked.
It's always hard to say because fighters never think fights should be stopped. They like Frank Mir just fought and got. He took Josh Barnett. I think he fucking took a knee or something to the head and collapsed on the floor. And then he gets up a second later, and if you watch it, you're like, oh, he's fine. But then there was that 1 second where he goes down and his arms kind of go limp, and you're like, if they didn't stop it, the other guy wasn't exactly going to stand up and watch.
And we can't even wrap our heads around that, where these guys will not stop themselves even.
No.
They just want to continue. That just amazes me.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the fighters should be given every opportunity within reason to try to make a comeback, because I've seen that before. I got dropped with a head kick when I fought Julie Kedzie. I mean, she caught me clean, flashed me, dropped me, actually, and I armbarred her after that. So, I mean, if the referee would have been like, oh, stop, like right away, I would have lost the fight. But I was still like, you know, I mean, yeah, I took a shot. That's what it's about. I got dropped to the ground. She came in to try to finish me, and I armbarred her, and I won the fight. And it was like, you know, give us that opportunity to try and finish the fight. You know what I mean? So
We're talking to Miesha Tate. Does it ever hurt in there? We ask all you guys that.
no, the only time I've ever had anything hurt was I got hit in the ear once, and that hurt. That's
The
it.
ear.
Yeah.
That doesn't
weird,
seem
right?
like.
I think
yeah,
someone else
is
said
weird.
that on our show.
They're sensitive.
Yeah.
Does anybody ever have someone like when it's like cold and like they flick your ear? You know, it stings really bad.
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like that. It's like when you get punched in the ear. That's what it feels like.
Really?
It's really weird.
But
Yeah.
an earshot. None of that other stuff that we watch. That's that
You really want to
amazes
get
me.
it, go for the ears.
How come
time I
more guys
hear
don't
that,
do that? Why don't they aim for the ears? That's the first thing I do is try to punch in the ear.
You know, like sometimes when you're on the ground, you'll see fighters open hand slap the ears.
Oh yeah,
seen
that's
that?
gotta hurt.
Yeah, that hurts, huh?
That's an effort to like break your eardrum because you cup it.
Oh,
and you,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
try to cup
yeah.
it, and the
Shove air
suction
in
breaks
there.
your ear, breaks the
Oh
eardrum.
man.
Wow, and that has to be painful.
That reminds me of what the hell was that? Fight Club.
Well, it makes
Where he
your
punches him in the
equilibrium.
ear out front of the bar.
Right,
the first
right.
punch. All right, punch me. He goes, you punched me in the ear.
It hurts.
And the foot stomp, which you're no longer really allowed to do.
Stop.
No, a lot
we
of
are.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
A lot of the guys complain about that, too. They say that's a fucking nightmare. Take a foot stomp.
Shins really kind of, shins gotta hurt. Some of those kicks I see to the shins.
Oh.
It's like all
Did you
thin
guys ever
there.
see, I don't remember who it was, but there's this disgusting video where a guy goes to kick, and he's got like already like breadstick legs anyways. It's like, I don't know why you're trying to kick anybody with those things, but he kicked and the guy checked it, and it broke the guy's shin in half, and it like wrapped his foot around the other
It
guy
went
for a
like
second.
walk.
Oh,
Yeah, like a rubber.
so disgusting.
Those are just so like visceral. You watch that and you feel it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
itch.
Oh, yeah.
We bang our shins on a coffee table.
I know.
We turn into crying. These guys take full shots to the shins during a fight. I just don't get it. I'm amazed by you guys. I really am. Just amazed that you could take that punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And like it.
Right?
Well, you
That's
gotta
the
like
weird
it.
part.
Jeez. So what do you do? What do you do like to just separate yourself from the fighter and be just a lady, or do you, Jimmy? Not you.
It's that there's no separation really. It's just me, just a balance. It'd be like saying, how do you separate yourself from your job when you go home and you just become a dad or a husband or whatever,
Right.
it's just part of my life. I go to the gym, I work out, I train, I come home and I'm me. I cook and bake and I'll, a girl outside of that, but it seems like an odd mixture to some people, but I think for me, it's just I'm just a very competitive person, but I'm proud to be a woman. I don't have penis envy or anything like that. So
you don't get annoyed when you have to like dress up for something, really.
Sometimes I do when I have to like do my makeup for like these media days. Like this morning I was complaining about it. I'm like, oh, I have to do my makeup again, I was like, but other than that, no.
We normally like the gals to come in a prom dress. That's how we like a gal. Kidding, of course. That would be annoying. Guys can just roll out of bed.
Yeah.
They can just roll out of bed.
That is true.
Exactly.
I mean,
there's different expectations on, women when they.
Yes.
So, Ronda, you said was a real bitch on the set.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, she was just a brat like the whole time. She just was very difficult and rude and, Yeah, you guys have to watch it. It premieres tonight and the first like week we kind of got along all right. All right.
All right. Yeah.
And then shit hit the fan. So.
Oh, cool.
The second episode, I think you guys, definitely by the second episode. So the first one, it's not too much about her and I. It's about the fighters getting into the house and whatnot. And then shit gets real.
Cool. Well, she beat you. I mean, she's armbarred everybody. I guess the first round that she's fought. Which that streak will obviously end. I mean, you can't do that for your entire professional career. But what is it like going into a fight with somebody who has beaten you in the first round already, pretty much, and has seemed unbeatable so far?
It's exciting to get that second opportunity. Not everybody gets that. You know what I mean? So I'm really, really lucky, and I'm really looking forward to it. I wanted to fight her again since that very moment. So I feel like I learned a lot, and like you said, she's only human. She can only do that for so long, and I really think that I've got her figured out this time. So I'm excited to give it a whirl.
All right. Well, it starts tonight. Now, and it's on. You said. And they're promoting, by the way, UFC 168, which is Saturday, December 12th. Oh, wow. That's the this Silva Weidman too, right? Yeah, so they're rematching and we're rematching. So it's going to be an epic night of rematches. That's an amazing amazing card. I guess you guys are the co-main event. Yeah, it's really like two main events, though. You know, it's going to be awesome. 2 title fights, 2 rematches, 2 good storylines. So the fans are definitely in for a treat. We're going to go out of this year with a bang, that's for sure. Do you think Weidman beats him again, or do you think that Silva just was showboating and got caught? Man, that's so hard to say. I think that's what I love about MMA is it's so, you can never really say. Like, it's so unpredictable. And, if we were able to tell the future with it, I don't think it'd be as exciting. So, what do you think? I don't know, honestly. I really don't. I like both of them as fighters. I think that Anderson's probably getting closer to like his way out just because he's been doing it for so long, but by no means does that think that I just count him out or don't think that he's worthy. I mean, I think it's going to be an amazing fight again, but hopefully he'll take it a little more seriously and he won't, drop his hands and do that because he got away with that for a long time. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing with Ronda. She's gotten away with that and she has some bad habits from her judo and stuff, but it only works for so long and then you got to change it up and adapt. So hopefully we'll see that. Yeah, well, it's the 28th in I'm guessing it's in Las Vegas, right? They're not saying where it is on this sheet. It's Vegas. Yeah. Okay, at the December 28th. Mandalay or the MGM? I think it's at the MGM. I don't know why do I need specifics? You could just go online and buy it. Asshole. I think people are driving to the casino to buy the tickets physically. Year was it 74? Jesus, I'm a true shithead. UFC 168, and it's Miesha against Ronda. I really want to see that fight a lot because I like you very much. Well, thank you. And it's Miesha Tate on Twitter. It's MIE. Yeah. SHA. I would have. I before E. Yeah, except when you're writing receipts, there's a couple of words where E comes first. Isn't that weird? I know, I hate that. Why did they make that rule anyways? Stupid. I don't know.
Just to fuck with us.
There's like 3 or 4 times. It's I before E,
except after C. C. And then with these words. Oh. Yeah, except after C. Yeah, it's like, what's the A-E-I-O-U, sometimes Y? I mean, who doesn't love that song? And it teaches us about vowels. All right. Well, the premieres tonight on it's Fox Sports 1? Yes. Okay, I think that's the first year it's on Fox Sports 1, right? Yeah. Didn't it switch over from somewhere? Yes, it was
somewhere else. I don't know, Fox or...
It's Fox
No,
Sports
it was...
1. That's all we need to know today.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know why.
I can't remember.
Why
I know you guys are making... It's too early. I haven't finished my coffee yet, okay? Give me a break.
It's my fault. I'm ending the interview with a fucking a vagary that's not important.
We don't need to know
Exactly.
where it used to be.
Yeah.
What kind of cameras they use over there?
How many frequent flyer miles you got? Miesha, to you. All right. All right, well, thank you and good luck. I hope it's a great fight, and I hope you do well.
Miesha Tate, everyone.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
The Opie and Anthony Show continues in moments.
And now these messages.